I'm real excited to talk about the metal that came out this week. Welcome, metalheads. I'm the host of Heavy Metal Philosophy and writer for Metal Digest, John Barbas. Make sure you stick around to the end of the episode for this week's album art of the week. It's the weekend. Y'all know what that means. We got new metal albums to talk about. But before we jump into my top 5, let's talk about the big releases this week. And there's some big ones. We got a new album from Goss called Prophecy. This is like dark, electronic, industrial metal, kinda. Is it metal? It definitely is at times. But for sure it's heavy, and for sure it made my head move the whole time I was listening to it. I got my hands on this one early. Y'all know what that means. My written review is already published in Metal Digest. Links below to all my writings. And there's also a new album from Mirath called Karma. This is Middle Eastern folk metal out of Tunisia. Definitely unique on this one. And we got a new album from the legends, Exorder with Defectum Omnium. Oh man, I'm so happy to see Pat O'Brien land on his feet, and the album absolutely crushes. This is how you stay relevant as a veteran band. And that's it. No more big albums this week. Let's do the top 5. All right. It's only one of the most important bands in all of metal. Judith Priest has a new record, Invincible Shield. I mean, it's Judith Priest. Y'all let me know, how does this one stack up in their catalog? And now let's do the top 5. Coming in at number 5, this one's gonna be my weird one for the week. Witch Club Satan with their self-titled album, Witch Club Satan, black metal out of Norway. And this one, okay, so I start listening to it and I think, oh yeah, black metal. Like right away it starts out shrieking, tremolo picking. I'm like, okay, it's gonna be one of the, but then it just gets weird. It just keeps doing different things. It's got a real rock and roll vibe to it, a lot of punk rock. Just, these girls are pissed off at the world and they're letting you know something about it, but they're also doing it with groove. So I just appreciated the novelty of it, and I figured you might want to check it out. Coming in at number 4, Cevra with Oneric. Did I pronounce that right? I'm not sure. Text on the screen just in case. And as always, every band's Bandcamp link will be in the description so that they're easy to find. It's death metal out of Canada. And this one was kind of interesting because the guitars sound like mellow death, but the vocals are kind of like hardcore meets sludge metal. Not that like corpse grinder, vocals, like real screamy vocals. Really interesting stuff. Check it out. Coming in at number 3, and speaking of sludge metal and band names I don't know how to pronounce, is this Dude Seskider with Year 2. It's experimental sludge metal. And this is another one where the album starts out and I'm like, because it's pretty soft on the first song, but then it just goes hard. It's real sludgy. But then there's also parts that remind me of 9 Inch Nails and a lot of 90s sort of hard rock, industrial sludge, again sludge, but just interesting variation in the vocals and the music. Check it out. Coming in at number 2, Turbulence with Binary Dream, and this is prog out of Lebanon. I love this record, y'all. Every member of this band is a beast on their instrument, but they know how to restrain themselves. They're capable of the grandiosity of a dream theater, but they keep it concise. They don't have an instrumental solo break every few seconds. They really focus on the groove and the music, keep it tight, kind of like a tesseract, but you know, it's got that prog vocal style, but again, restrained, not this sort of pretentious operatic style, like really focusing in on the songs. Great songs here, super groovy. Oh, I love this one. Y'all check out Turbulence. And hey, before we do number 1, I just got something I want to say to you. If you love metal the way that I love metal, then you're in the right place. You should join the Heavy Metal Philosophy community, because that's all we do here. We only cover metal. Every weekend, just like right now, break down the best new metal albums that come out exclusively on YouTube. And then every Tuesday is the podcast on all platforms, all completely free, cost you nothing to hit that like button, and it helps spread the message far and wide about these bands. Thank you so much. Now let's do number one. Coming in at number one, this one, y'all. Skeletal Remains. Fragments of the Ageless Death Metal out of California. Oh, this one's gonna be on end of the year list. It is non-stop, head-moving groove. I mean, there may not be any riffs left. Between that Life Cycles EP a couple weeks ago and this album from Skeletal Remains, who's gonna write any more riffs? Because those bands have written all the most awesome riffs, and it's non-stop, one after the other. Plus killer leads. The drum sound on this one, so huge. I'm telling you, this one's gonna wind up being high on a lot of people's lists at the end of the year. And if they keep on putting out albums like this, I don't think they're gonna be in the top 5 anymore. I think they're gonna be in the big band section. This band is special. We're not done yet because we still got Dealer's Choice and Album Art of the Week. For this week's Dealer's Choice, I got a sick EP for you. In fact, if this one had been a full length, it would have been in the top 5. This one's killer. It's from the band Shaddam, and it's called Through Darkness Towards Enlighten. This is from veterans of Vader and Decapitated and several other bands. And it's like, what if a band had the melodic sense of Catatonia with the crazy riffs of Meshuggah and then got really pissed off about it? This album is so heavy. How heavy? Well, in foresight of starting this project, the band members had custom-made 9-string guitars made. And when you hear that, you might think, oh, this is gonna be real muddy and bass heavy. Somehow in the production, they made it real crisp, clear, and punchy. And in fact, even with those 9-string guitars, you can still hear the bass guitar, which is just amazing. I love this one. I'm looking forward to a full-length album from Shaddam. Check it out. Now let's do the album art of the week. All right, this week's album art of the week is strange, weird, and honestly, it's not really even that great of art. I just love what it represents, but it might be fake. I gotta put that out there. It might be fake. We'll get to that, but I hope it's true. There's an album that just released this Friday, March the 8th, from the band Female Schmegma. It's called Terroristic Republic of Iran. And on Metal Archives, it says, quote, the band claims to be an all-female trio from Hamadan, Iran, but this information is dubious for a number of reasons, end quote. So, like I said, this might be fake, but if it's real, the balls that it takes for an Iranian female metal band to put out an album with this title and the Ayatollah in this position. Matter of fact, this isn't what it really looks like. You're gonna have to look it up for your own to get the uncensored version. That's the most punk rock shit ever. You know, it's real easy to be rebellious where we're from. This is a different thing. So, just because of how awesome it would be, I hope it's true. Probably not true though. We gotta put that disclaimer out there. So shout out to Metal Archives for being skeptical. I'm also skeptical, but it's still awesome. Hey, speaking of awesome, did you see the concert photography I took at the Decibel Magazine Holder, Devilmaster, Worm, and Necrofire tour? If you want to see that, then you can just click right here to see my podcast I did on that concert, plus my concert photography will be featured in the episode. I really appreciate it if you do that. Thank you so much, but most importantly, read philosophy, listen to metal. I love you.